Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the McShin Foundation's award-winning recovery podcast, Get in the Herd. Today it is, woo, yeah, I like that, right? Some enthusiasm there. Talk It Out Tuesday. Is that what we came up with for the day? So today, surprise guests, Jesse Wasaki in the house. He is the chief operating officer, and I'm going to be extra nice to Jesse because he is my boss. He does write my reviews, and we're getting reviewed very soon, so I got to be extra special. And then just as I was walking downstairs to check on Jesse to see if he was coming through the show, I bumped into this guy over here. So, who are you?
Uh,
Welcome to the show.
my name's Cotter. Have you ever heard of Cotter from Welcome Back, Cotter?
Welcome back, Cotter.
It was way before your time, Cotter.
Yeah, but he's got parents, so parents and grandparents.
I
But
don't even think I know that show.
it's before our time too. And I say our time, but I'm a
Before your
little older
time.
than
I was
you.
getting ready to say, don't categorize me in your age group.
I know, but it's funny. I still think of you as dad. That's because you're an authority figure. Anyway, so I was walking downstairs. Cotter's sitting in the intake office, and I said, "Well, this is crazy because I know this guy. This guy was here when I walked in the door 3.5 years ago." And so I'm like, "Cotter." Well, I didn't say that. I just kind of came by and went, "Yo." But we sat down and talked. I said, "Yo, come on, let's get on the show. Finish that paperwork, and then you do your meds and stuff." So welcome to the show. Welcome back. What's going through your head right now?
The fact that I've been here for 20 minutes and I'm already on video,
Yeah.
which is exciting. It's really awesome. So,
Well, at the end of 28 days, we're going to play this back to you.
okay.
Yeah. Actually, let's put that down. Make a note. 28 days. So, all right. Well, welcome, man. The intake process. I mean, there's a lot of differences, but you see some of the same people. I mean, I was a participant when you were last here. Jesse's been around. A new program director, but I think you know Mo from way back, don't you? Yeah. What are you most excited for getting back here?
To get my life back on track. I mean, honestly, to show my daughter that, she has a father that's a hardworking man. And I wasn't really much being a father, in the past couple months or so. I kind of just been lazy and, using drugs and stuff and neglecting and stuff. So hopefully, coming to this program would kind of change that for myself, better myself, for my family and everything.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Cotter, I remember you giving me chores when I was first here.
Yeah.
Cotter was like my main maintenance guy, running around doing all the errands, fixing stuff, breaking stuff.
Breaking it, fixing it. Yep.
We call that job security.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Sometimes we go around and screw things up just to make sure, we got a job tomorrow.
We actually missed you when you left, man.
I know every secret entries of this whole building.
You know everything around here.
Everything.
Yeah, if I recall, without putting her name out, but the person who had the job right after you, wasn't it? I don't want to put her name out, but it was a her. So yeah,
yes, it was.
Well, that's crazy because that's a job that cycles through. And it should,
Yeah, it usually does. 90 days, 6 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Cotter was good at it, man. You're good. You're a hard worker. You really are.
When I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were sponsoring a dude. He was sponsoring Scott Cornforth.
Yeah.
I broke anonymity. Sorry.
I saw him
sponsoring Scott.
I came in earlier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he's doing all right. He was at Brian Merritt's watching. What's up, Brian? Scott was at my house at the time when I was house leader at Chamberlain, which is a whole nother craziness. So it's funny though because I brought Cotter up here, walked in here, and of course he knew Justin too. So,
but Brian, are you watching it with your girlfriend?
He's watching it with his new puppy. Have you seen the puppy?
No, I haven't seen the puppy. I just seen pictures of him and Ashley as well. I don't know his girlfriend.
He hasn't had me over for dinner yet, so I suspect there's something weird going on there. But anyway, I talked to him this morning. I said, "Hey, when are you having me over?" "Oh, I'm not ready yet." That people, it's been a month, dude. Jeez, So what you said to me this morning? You said, "I'll jump on the show." And I said, well, there must be a reason for that.
Well, no specific reason. There's a couple of events I'd love to highlight and talk about, but mainly just to kind of help out. You seemed like you didn't really want to do this solo. So I was like, let me come up here with Nathan and help him out if I can. I'm not the biggest talker, but I love the podcast. So that's kind of what sparked me to come on here. Now Cotter's on here, so that's cool. I didn't think Cotter was going to make it back, though. I've had this package sitting in my office for like a month and a half waiting on
I
them.
really honestly didn't even know they was in there. I
Wait,
told
what?
that you had it packs for me, and I was
Well,
like, "I've only been
Mom
here for
Dukes has
5
been,
minutes."
this is how you know, mom's good. She loves you, man. She's
Yeah.
been checking, calling me, checking in, seeing if he's getting here. She delivered. She had the package sent a while ago, and she's like, "It's there. Hopefully he'll come." You know, and he's here. So that's
Here I
good
am.
stuff.
So I have a question for you then, because as it relates, right before the show, I was on the phone with somebody's mom, and somebody we all know. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but I was on the show. I was on the phone with somebody's mom, and it's the same thing. Like, what do I do? What do I do? How do I help my son, and get him back there where I know he's safe, but without enabling, and how can I help, as how can I help, me, she's asking me, how can you help? And of course I want to help. I mean, he's not only a past participant, but somebody I was a participant with at the same time and I'm friends with. It's like, well, wait a second, I know for me, if I'm not ready and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, it can push me away. So what's the turning point for you? What can mom Dukes do for you, or not do for you, that helps in the situation?
I've been trying to come here for the past couple weeks, and I've been encouraged to come here a couple times. You can't make somebody go. You can't force them to come here. What you can do is, what brought me here is the encouragement. You know, if I were to come here, this good things would happen. And you know, I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm coming to McShin.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything else but going to McShin and kiss my daughter goodbye. I will see you when, the best time has come. But I made a promise to myself, I'm going to McShin. I said that a couple times before, but in my head, I wasn't ready to come.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And I came here, sat inside the office, a couple weeks ago. And, I'm sitting here, fidgeting around. I was like, do I really want to come here or do I not want to come here? I was questioning myself. But today, woke up, made a plan. And I think it's, when you get to the point where you're in the bottom to where you have nothing and you can't support your family and you have no other choice but get help, that was my plan, to get myself fixed and help before
Yeah.
I can help my family.
Yeah,
So,
that's good stuff, man. Thank God
yeah.
there's doors that can be open for
You
for,
guys,
for us when we're
y'all's
like
doors
that,
are always
man.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, like that question that you're asking, Nathan, like I reflect back, to when I was using and running the streets and just doing the things that not being a good father, all that stuff that you're talking about, Connor. Like, what could my family do for me? One of the greatest gifts, and I share this all the time, the greatest gift that my family ever did. I'll never forget this moment. My sister, my oldest sister, I remember calling her up one day, asking her for some money. I was trying to get one last little shot of dope. I called her up, asked her for some money, and she was like, no. And that was the greatest gift she could ever give me. She's like, no, I'm not going to do nothing for you. You can't stay here no more. I'm not giving you any money. You need to go get some help. And that's what your mom did. She was like, no, I'm not gonna help you with this stuff. You go here and I'll help you. I think that was one of the beautifulest thing that could ever happen to me. I don't even know, is that a word? Is beautiful's the word? That's kind of make up
Beautifulist.
words.
It's a word now.
It's a word. That's what I'm
Beautifulest.
talking about, Sam.
Yeah.
One of
We write our own stories around here.
One of the main reasons why I chose to come here is, my daughter's 2. Her name is Bella, and she is extremely, extremely smart for her age. I mean, she can literally go in a microwave and put in 1 minute for her food to be made. I mean, she is extremely smart.
She's 2 and she's making her own
Oh
food.
my gosh.
That is
She's
a
almost
blessing
on my
right there.
belly
I
button.
tell you what, man, I got 12-year-olds and they're not making their own food yet.
But what really, caught me is yesterday is, Daddy, why are you doing this?
Damn.
That right there crushed me to the point where I gotta stop. I mean, and then she asked me a very good question. That was a good question. Why? Why am I doing this? Daddy, I want to go home. And I don't have a home for her. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's hey man, I can tell you, man, I can relate to that, man. I really can. I remember my son, same stuff, man. My kids like, well, all you do is lie to me. It's like, what the heck? What's wrong with you? Continue to lie. And that was like those moments where, and this is the thing that had to stick for me, Cotter, right? Because I believe that, because what you're talking about in the 12-step realm of things, they might call that like your bottom. You might hear that terminology, did you reach your bottom? The thing about it is, like, there was so many moments for me where that happened, right? And the next day I did something different, and that's what you're doing. The hit is, we got to continue on that path, right? Because, man, we can have back doors or trap doors to our bottoms, and that's what that happened to me quite a few times, man. But the blessing in this is, this guy, they ain't gotta happen no more. Bella ain't gotta say that to Cotter no more. Bella can smile and hug and love Cotter. It ain't gonna be, why are you doing this? It's gonna be, Daddy, I love you type stuff, and that don't have to stop, man. We got to continue to do the work. And that's one thing that I've learned throughout my recovery, journey, man. Like, it's like, I got to continue to do the work. Like, it just doesn't stop. It's not like no osmosis moment. Like, we got to continue to do the work. Part of the work is the courage it takes to come out. It takes a lot of courage after. I think that's probably one of the things that motivates me, y'all, not to, partially not to pick back up, right? It's because it takes, I'm saying, it takes some courage to do what you're doing, to come back in here, because you were working
'Cause
here, you were staff.
after today,
Yeah.
I won't know where they are.
Yeah.
I won't. I mean, they were leaving the hotel today. They had to, and they're going to go somewhere else. And after today, I'm not going to know where they are. And I do know that sometime down the road, once I get myself back on my feet, I will have Bella. I know that's going to happen, but it was very, very hard for me to leave her, to come for myself to come here to get myself fixed and
Yeah.
help.
That's
Very
courage,
hard.
man. Courage, man. That's that principle right there. It takes that courage to come back, man. And to know that it's the right thing to do. So I commend you. Good stuff, man. And I don't want to come back here and be looking at Nathan, right? On the opposite side of things. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just like one of the motivators. I remember I went through this program where, like, they have what they call it a sobering up center. I think it's what they call it now. And like, when you were in there, you had to wear a blue smock. And I remember I used to always say, man, I don't never, because you see so many people, and that's just the nature of this illness, man. So many people, go pick back up. They pick back up, and like, we would always say, man, I don't ever want to come back and put the blue smock on. And that was like a motive. It was like a fear, a healthy fear of mine. And I'm grateful I got to that point. I'm just happy to see you at that point today. Now, our goal as a team is to keep, to try to keep keep you there, to keep motivating you there, to help you succeed. I believe you can do it. Good stuff to see you back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Man, I like literally 20 minutes ago you were signing the paperwork to get back in here. And now you're here telling your story. And I have to pause because I forget. I forget like just how tough it was not to return, but to just come here in the first place, to add on the
Oh, now I forget, you did the exact same thing too. You came back. You
well,
left and came
yeah,
back, right?
yeah, I did. You're right. Actually, I did come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually.
I
And
did too.
yeah,
Actually.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I tell you, man, it's a lot of courage to do that, man, because we carry the shame. What are people gonna judge me? They're not gonna love me, or they're gonna make fun of me.
Yeah.
That's tough piece, man. It really is, man.
Shut him. Yeah. And then to grab you and say, "All right, come and share the story," because I like I've actually been having a real shit day. Like I'm mentally like I'm 1,000 miles away. All these other things are going through my head, but even with all that, like pretty happy. I've got a lot of gratitude. I'm not gonna let anything knock me out of my square too bad right now. And I kind of I forget that feeling because I'm going downstairs. I'm like, yo, man, come on. I'm genuinely thrilled to see you.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, you're here because life kind of sucks at the
I
moment.
know, right? It's
And-
like you want to be happy
Yeah.
that he's back, right? But it's like, damn, it sucks that you're back. And I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Right? You want to love him and hug him and joke with him, but it's like, oh shit, damn, man, you're back, man. I get it, because that's how it was. There's another gentleman coming in, and like, I'm happy to see him back. But then on the other hand, it's like, damn, hold on a second. You're back. That sucks. To an
Yeah.
extent, it sucks,
Yeah.
right? But it's better than the alternative, prison or death. And typically the way it is nowadays is we're skipping all that other stuff, going to death.
Yeah. Yeah, I paid my rent 3 months in advance so that
At your house where you're at.
yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to go back.
Let me make sure I got this paid up.
Make sure-
I don't know
make
about the
sure-
rest of y'all, but let me make sure I got this paid up.
Jesse, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You mentioned like when you come back, you carry that shame and that guilt and all that stuff. But like, and I had that bad when I came back. But like within 5 minutes of being in here, you realize like you don't. That's the last thing you worry about. That's because like nobody's looking at you like that. Everybody's just glad you're back. Like they're glad you made it back, and it's just like, oh, come on in. Let's give you a hug. Let's get you squared away. That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That's the best part of me. Like that's the best thing about coming back is nobody's here to judge you.
Exactly.
When I came back today, there was no judgment whatsoever. They're all just like, "Hey, man, it's good to see you." Here.
Yeah.
Like, are you back? It's just a good feeling, really. Instead of being somewhere that that judges out there. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So, getting into a conversation about recovery capital. I know you know all about that. So from now, what are the tasks ahead for you? Now you just walked in the door, man. You just think about getting your head straight for a second, aren't you? Yeah.
I mean, right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like right now, I'm in my head, like it's just Bella. I mean,
Bella.
Yeah, it's just Bella. I mean, that's all I've been thinking about, really. So I can't really think of anything else.
My sister has a 2-year-old. Her name is Pepper.
Pepper.
Pepper Lily Scott. That's a rocker chick's name,
That's a
man.
really good
Pepper
name.
Scott.
That's her name. Right?
That's her name. That's a
I- we-
badass name. I love it.
We just got a puppy, and the puppy's name is Isabella, and everybody calls her Bella.
Okay.
Isabella. I love the name
Isabella.
Bella.
Yeah.
Izzy.
I like
It's
Izzy.
another
Cool.
form of which I mean beautiful,
Yeah.
But I actually got her name from how big of Harley, her mom, how big her belly was. So I was like, man, look at that big old Bella. So that's kind of where her name came from, is how big the belly was. So that was pretty funny, but yeah.
Well, we'll have to get Pepper and Bella together at some point. Yeah. Pepper's a trip. I mean, I don't have kids, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful my sister's close by, so I have 2 nephews and a niece real close by.
Bella's a beast. I mean,
Is she?
she can pick up a bird bath.
She's
Fire.
smart and strong.
Smart and strong. I just don't know how she's doing it. I mean, she can count to 30.
She counts
At
up
2
30.
years old. I mean, she can count. She knows what she's doing. She can remember, months prior and stuff. It's just I'm amazed at how much progress she has in over the last 2 years.
Justin, can you count to 30?
Shots
No,
fired.
I can't.
I mean, like
can't
I'm not
actually.
entirely sure I can.
I can count to 30, but the bird bath, I'm amazed at that one.
I mean, I don't think you guys seen her in a while, but she's 2 years old.
She's pretty tall.
She's very tall, and her mom and I are not tall.
What
But
does
I'm-
she
I
do
got
with the
buff
bird bath?
I know-
Russian body. Bird bath.
What is she doing with it?
She was just
Just
carrying
throwing. Let's
around.
get this out.
Like,
Get him out.
just-
Get out
Get
my
this
way.
out of my yard.
I know last time I seen a picture of her, she looked just like you.
Yeah, she looks
Face.
she looks just like me when I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's that's why we were very close. I mean, she's basically identical to me. I'm looking at her, it's like that's me right there. It's crazy how I'm
Nice.
looking at the mirror. So yeah.
Yeah. I remember going and setting up the white marker project with you at one point, maybe a
That
couple
was
times.
Connor's. That was his thing.
That was his thing,
He
yeah.
was running around doing
It might be your thing again.
Because Nathan is slacking in that area there.
Well, yeah, I am slacking in that area too. You're right.
Well, no, Nathan's good at putting it up, but finding the places to put it up.
Oh,
That's
I
what we
can do
need.
that,
Anybody
yeah.
out there want to host the white marker project?
yeah, if you want to host the white marker project,
please
well,
get with
it's not a
me.
matter of finding it; it's a matter of going and looking.
Looking,
'Cause I just
finding.
haven't been looking.
I think looking and
You know,
finding
I
are
am-
the same thing, right?
Well,
You just got to know
look
the
and
right
find
place
it,
that has the
no?
right space.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to remember, for a year and a half, it was like, okay, can't do anything. You know, that's an excuse. I get it because now I'm sitting my ass up all the time. You know, and like everything that, you know, I'm zoomed out still. You know, everything I do, I'm grateful because like I won't mention specific groups, but there are some groups that I'm on. I'm like, oh, thank God, this is a Zoom meeting. I can just kind of click off and
And
eat
do
my
other
lunch and do
stuff.
other stuff, and I'll have to actually physically be present and drive the half hour and whatever. But but there are some things like, you know, I haven't gotten back into the habit of, you know, of putting it out there that it's there, and I do love it. I mean, when we had Recovery Fest, we had a table, you know, we had the blank crosses out, and actually the acrylic paints that we used for the rocks, they were on the same table, so you could paint a rock. You saw the new memorial garden out there, yeah, and you could paint a rock, but you could also add to the memorial, to the white marker project, and so people were using the colors, you know, to paint the markers, and that actually looks really cool. You know,
I thought this whole thing, this memorial, was awesome. I mean,
oh, the garden is
Oh
amazing.
yeah, that's
Looks
new since
amazing
you've
out
been
there,
yeah.
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 It's
It's-
you know, it's amazing, but then it's another one of those like moments like wow, this is really nice. Just like
Mhm.
it's like really nice to have you back, but it's like, damn,
Yeah.
Connor's back. So same thing with the
Yeah.
memorial right on, man. This is
Yeah.
really nice. But then when you think about what it represents, it's like, damn.
You know, I get pissed off at people when they step on the names.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, like, I won't tell somebody, don't do that. But in my head, I'm like, you mother, come on, man, have some respect.
Yeah, I don't get too mad. I don't get too mad at that. I get mad when people are just hanging out there smoking. It's like, come on, man. You can go literally just walk across the street and don't smoke right there. You don't smoke in a memorial garden.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to walk through there and not walk on the net. What are your suggestions? Just don't walk through there.
No, you can walk on the pavers on the sides. You
It's a
can.
tight walk there.
Well,
Tight rope. I want to see you do that.
I've got dainty feet.
Is that what they call it? Dainty feet?
Dainty feet.
I've got dainty feet.
That's
Yes.
another new word there.
Beautifulest and dainty. We're creating a new recovery
what we do.
language today.
That's what we do here.
Uh,
I have a question. All
Oh.
right, Jesse, when did you start working here?
It's been over 3 years now.
it's been
You
one
started-
week.
You started working in 2017. Yeah,
Is that what it was?
and I was working with Francis before you were here.
Okay, Nathan, when did you get here?
February, April 30th, 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay, and how long had you do you remember like when I first got here?
Yeah.
Okay, how long had you been here?
I was my first time here November 11th, no, 10th, 2017.
2017.
So it had to be
Mm.
2018 when you got here.
Yeah, I started in 2018
Yeah,
because you
so
were
it
already
was
here.
2017 when I got here, November 10th, and then my clean start.
I'm just trying to get like the
that
timing down because like I feel like we all got here like around the same time.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I started working
kind of
here
cool.
in 2018.
You guys definitely came here after I got here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
you were
came in.
You were still in Scott House. Let me clarify this. I didn't
I was
I-
at Eco.
just for the crowd, the big crowd out there. I was working.
Was I ever?
I just want to clarify that.
Is that?
I don't know.
I
man.
mean-
it's my pride. And my
Oof.
career.
I would say talk to your sponsor, but it would be a very loud conversation right next to me, and I said, don't do that.
It would set me straight. You're right. But that is kind of cool because Justin, did you come into Scott House though?
No,
you
no.
came- you came into
I
regular-
came directly into Chamberlain.
Yeah.
You only ever? Oh no. You lived
No,
in.
I lived in Smith for
Smith,
like
that's right.
2 months and then moved right back into Chamberlain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I moved straight into Chamberlain myself, and what is your name? Justin was a house leader at the time.
Every day, man. Every single day.
It's the brains, dude. I'm
Mhm.
28ish, and I'm old. But I spent 3 months at Chamberlain. Then I came back, and I went right back to Chamberlain again, and I stayed there. I was just about getting ready to leave, and then my money wasn't right, and then we opened up Sunnybrook, and I was like, "Hey, Bob, can I go manage that house? It's a nice house. It's a nice house. Only had 7 beds in it." And I was like, "This will be nice, easy, quick, you know." 8 beds, I guess. 8 beds in that house, nice and easy. And it was a nice, easy house.
I remember you were contemplating moving a bunch of different places during
I
that
was
time. I think you were
everywhere
going to
when
go
I
rent
was
a garage above something.
Oh
over-
well,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't
guys-
say
you guys still have the,
his name.
Church
Who
Foot
shall
house out
not?
there?
Yeah. What's
Huh?
that?
You guys still have the Chesterfield house out there?
Yeah, that's our women's program house now.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a whole little center out there.
Yeah, I remember when we
Oh.
just got that. I had my own room. There was a house leader there and everything. It was awesome.
Oh
Just
yeah,
too
yeah.
far. Just way too far.
We had a women's
Yeah.
Chesterfield house out there.
Don't you remember? I remember we did the event out there. You came through. We had the football game out there. You
Yeah,
came through
Played
with
football. It
your
was
yeah.
so fun. My family came out there.
Yeah,
and
all your
everything.
family came,
It was
yeah.
awesome.
Justin, were you at Chamberlain when we redid those cabinets?
Redid the cabinets.
Yeah.
Wait,
There was another guy named Justin that did it.
Yeah, no, he had just left. It was Tom Smith was a house leader at that time.
I can't
Yeah.
remember who the house sitter was.
No,
'Cause
it was,
I barely
Tom.
remember-
It was Tommy. Yeah, Tommy came in right after you.
yeah.
Tommy did,
Yeah.
and that happened right after you because I was still living there. Yeah. And then the cabinets happened.
That's who. When you first told me Justin was back, that's who I thought it was. I thought it was a Justin that did the cabinets.
His last name is, well, I don't Beckett, I think, isn't it?
I can't remember.
I don't remember. He used to walk to the gym all the time.
Where'd you go when you left?
I moved in with my sponsor.
Oh.
And that was a disaster.
So what ended up happening? Y'all both picked back up or something? Or?
No, I did. He didn't.
Oh,
I lived with him for 6 months, and then I moved out and went back at it. And yeah, fast forward to 7.5 months ago.
same sponsor.
Yeah, same sponsor.
Okay, that's good. Now you're doing your thing.
Yeah, a little bit different this time.
Well, you moved instead of moving out with your sponsor, you moved out with your
Exactly.
girlfriend.
Yeah, way better.
I guess you're right on that one. Definitely better.
I had dinner with the two of them on Sunday. It's definitely better than his sponsor.
Sponsor and girlfriend.
No, yeah, I had dinner with
Oh.
his sponsor and his girlfriend the other day. No, with Justin and Justin's girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't think I could live with my sponsor. I love him to death, but that'd be tough, man. So,
Well, it was me and my sponsor had kind of a special relationship, and it was because we have a really long lasting friendship, and he's the whole reason that I'm here
yeah.
and that I was here the first time. You know,
So it's almost like y'all are friends before sponsorship, or maybe became friends before the sponsor. piece.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's got several years clean time, and I didn't even know what recovery was until he introduced me to it. You know, and he kind of like, I guess you could say, took me under his wing and, you know, showed me the ropes and all that good stuff. You know, because I mean, like when you first come in, you're just kind of like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to get to know anybody. I'm just going to kind of keep my head down and all that, you know. And it was really just a comfort thing, you know. But I'm, you know, I like his the way he, you know, I guess you could say his sponsorship style. It works with my recovery path and all that. So
Yeah, I could see for me, like in my relationship with my sponsor, like that came first. Now after being connected with him for so many years, now we're like friends and we're good friends. But like that wasn't the first thing that happened with us, and I think that's what benefited me because it had allowed me to be teachable. You know,
yeah,
that's the important thing I've noticed in any kind of sponsorship, mentorship, work, whatever it is. You know, I got to be teachable, and that's
Right.
real important with that relationship specifically. And when it's your friend, sometimes it's hard to let the friend
it is.
kind of
It
teach you
is.
some.
I think it takes also a maturity level on both parts, kind of knowing how to separate the
Yeah.
two situations, you know, like I know when it's time to be a sponsee versus when it's time to be a friend,
Yeah.
you know. So it works. I mean, you know, it definitely works.
We had like this weird little surge where we had like 29 people watching all at once. And don't get it twisted, that number doesn't mean anything because people watch and we hear all that stuff. Oh, Cricket. Hey, Cricket. But it was really weird. It just went 29 and then it went 19 and then 17 and now we're
Probably a glitch in the thing.
glitch in the you know, I was gonna say we're popular today because Jesse's on the show, You should
Yeah,
come on more often. But
Definitely not popular.
of course, cricket always counts as like 3 people. I love the conversation about sponsorship because do you have a sponsor? You work a 12-step program, right?
Yeah, I don't actually have a sponsor, but that's kind of my first step right there to get a sponsor tonight. So
Well,
I go to a meeting.
because what you both have said and like the lessons I've learned through that, because I've gone through a bunch at this point. And my first real sponsor, because I had like 2 short-term, hey, you want to sponsor me? Yeah. Somebody who to this day is, I think, more interested in screwing newcomers and taking money from
Your
newcomers.
sponsor?
No, not my current sponsor. The first person I asked, and I won't mention his name, but and then somebody else who I just didn't click with. But then I had another sponsor who was my sponsor for a while, and what I realized is that we wanted the same things. He didn't have that. He wanted what I wanted, and I wanted it too. So we just became really, really good friends. And then it was no surprise to me that when he relapsed or had a recurrence of use, I lost my friend, my best friend at that time, and my sponsor at the same time. And I got a new sponsor. I got a great new sponsor after that, who, I just was like, all right, very cold and calculated stuff, and it was, and we're really good friends now, but it was a relationship that built off of just, he had what I wanted, which is peace of mind. And then, I did end up switching sponsors earlier this year. And that was more because, I found somebody who I think for me, like the lies that I tell myself are the hardest ones for me to come to grips with. Like I don't always know that I'm lying to myself, or I don't, my intentions, what they are exactly, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing the right thing. Maybe I'm not exactly. And so now like my sponsor can see through that shit. I have a sponsor who can see through my shit like nobody else can, and calls me on it, but in a very gentle, loving, compassionate way from lived experience. And so like I have this great relationship with my sponsor, because of that. We're not best friends. She's told me to do some things for my 12-step fellowship. I'm doing something for her next week. I need some time off. But I'll take participants with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm
talk
gonna
about that.
I'm gonna chair a meeting. So during the day we'll take participants. It'll be fun. But like that's what my relationship is. It's like somebody who calls me on my stuff, but does it through the steps of my 12-step fellowship. And that's kind of it. I'm not trying to be best friends with her. I don't really want that relationship. And because I lost a friend and a sponsor at the same time, in that
Yeah,
process.
one thing, and for people that are listening that might not know what a sponsor
Mm.
is, in the 12-step realm of things, a sponsor basically is supposed to be somebody to guide you through the 12 steps of that program. And maybe in like layman's terms, it's like a mentor, somebody who guides you through life. But what I've learned in the pathway of recovery that I use, that I choose to participate in, like my sponsor, that's what they're supposed to do. Anything else is like a bonus.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I guess my maybe I don't even know if it's judging, maybe my control issues, or maybe it's like first step stuff where I think that like, you know, I'm supposed to I'm powerless over these situations. But like I see relationships with people and their sponsor, and I'm like, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Like you ain't supposed to be doing that, man. You're supposed to be. Only thing you're supposed to do is step work. What do you mean? You're not supposed to do all that other extra stuff. Your sponsor's supposed to guide you through the 12 steps, teach you the spiritual principles, and that's it. And I see all this other stuff happen, and again, it's first step stuff, it's powerless stuff for me. But it's also what I've learned from doing some work with my sponsor is like the solution that I was taught is the same, right? The solution's the same. I think us people in recovery, people that suffer from substance use disorder and mental health issues, we're powerless. So the solution is to have some type of power, right? And where do we get that from is for us to choose. So whether I get it through working steps with my sponsor, whether I get it from going to church or going to an AA meeting or NA meeting or smart recovery, that's for me to choose, and and work it. And that's the important thing, right? Because sometimes we'll choose something, we'll do it, and then we'll just all of a sudden we get we get some weight back, we get some money in our pocket, we get the kids back, we get the girlfriend, the husband, the wife, whatever it is, and then we stop working it. And just think about any illness out there that you suffer from. If you stop, I don't know if anybody ever taken an antibiotic, right? If you stop taking antibiotic, it doesn't work. You know,
That was your sponsor, by the way, poking his head in here.
we can switch now. Actually, he's probably poking in there because we got to make a call. Remember, I got to do.
Oh
that
yeah,
call.
go do
And
the
he's
thing.
coming,
No,
coming
yeah,
to get me.
that's fine.
But I do, Cotter. I'm glad you're here, Nathan. I love doing this with you.
Yeah,
Let's schedule. We should just make it like a weekly thing. Me and Nathan up here just talking smack up here, and I'll commit to it, and I'll come up here with Nathan. We take the hats off.
Do I talk
just
to
me and
my
Nathan.
sponsor or do I talk to your sponsor about that? Because commitments.
You talk to your boss.
I have
But
control issues too.
I know. But I do got to go. I got to go make this call.
Yeah, it's an important call too. What were the two events you wanted to talk about?
so,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Real quick.
for people that are listening, and we'll be sending this out too as well. Email blast, promoting it on social media. So there's actually a couple events coming up. We have a spiritual service event. Well, not spiritual. We have a faith-based conference is what we could call it. So we have a keynote speaker that's going to be speaking, and then we have 3 panels that's going to consist of different clergy from the faith community on the panels, and it'll be a topic for the panel, and then there'll be a
A
question
priest,
and
a
answer.
minister, and a rabbi walked into a recovery center.
Me and Matthew Connor keep talking about how it's going to turn into a bad joke.
Yeah.
But it's going to be good though. It's November 11th, Veterans Day, from 12 to 5. We have some sponsors for the event. A few different people have sponsored. Bar is sponsoring it. True Recovery is sponsoring it. Starfish Recovery is sponsoring it. We have Mechanics of Faith sponsoring it. So there's a lot of sponsors out there. Mechanics of Faith. It's pretty cool place.
Mechanics
of Faith. Yeah, they got a good thing going. They're fairly new. And I'm going to talk more about it maybe another time when I'm up here about what they're doing, because we're going to partner with them on some stuff. But so we have that event coming up, which is going to be a real big one. Hopefully we're going to turn this into like an annual event, and different sponsors can host it, at their location. That's the goal with this event. So that's coming up. And then we have our gratitude meeting, which is coming up on Thanksgiving. If you haven't been out there, it's a really beautiful meeting. It's 8 to 9. We have some little light refreshments, and then we just come out there on Thanksgiving morning and just kind of talk about what we're grateful for. Just check in. It's a real good meeting. I know you've been to a couple of them.
Put your turkey in the oven and then come on down.
Yeah. And then we have a Revive training the 4th Wednesday of this month. That'll take place here. It's open to the public. And then we have our recovery coach training the last Thursday and Friday of this month, which you'll get 16 continuing. I think they changed the terminology, so I don't want to say it wrong. I think it's continuing education units, I think is what it's called, but you get 16 of them. So anyways, those are a lot of our events coming up. I think I need to come on here every day and have the list of the events to make sure we're
actually, yeah, if we had them here,
that's what I do. I'll make sure you got a list so you can talk about them.
There is something that you forgot. Well, you didn't forget. There's something you probably don't know about. November 10th at 7 p.m. that Wednesday. We're going to have Abigail Spanberger, a representative here for the 4th district. The 4th district.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, she's House of Representatives, Congresswoman who represents where Hatcher Memorial Baptist Church is, McShin. She'll be on the show. I think she's going to be virtual, but she'll be on the show talking about the 10% set aside for recovery services that she's trying to make a permanent part of the substance abuse treatment block grant. So
Awesome.
That's pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, John will be on there, Carol probably, and then little old me in the corner.
And then one other event, which when you said Abigail, it reminded me. I mean, she was going to speak, but she has something conflicting. She can't speak at this event. But there is a NAR conference coming up.
That's right.
So, anybody that's interested in checking that out, you can reach out to VAR's office and they'll give you the information for it. But it'll be a great opportunity to kind of see what happens for the Virginia area of Alliance of Recovery Residences. That's who certifies all of our recovery houses. So it'd be a great event to come to if you can make it out to it. But I got to go. It was good being on here with y'all. I definitely will see you around, Potter.
Yeah.
Nathan.
He's gonna get keys to the building in 2 weeks, probably.
That's not going to
I gotta finish the rest
happen.
of my intake.
All right. Thank you, Jesse, for
Yeah.
showing up.
All
Coming
right,
in.
Justin. I'll see
All
y'all.
right.
All right, Jesse.
Justin, how wet is your car right now?
It's surprisingly not. I parked under a tree, so I'm good.
All right. Yeah, Justin was texting me. He said, I got to run out. It's raining. The
Oh,
windows
really?
are open in the car. Oh, we got text messages. We got more here. That's from that door. That's just, you walked out and then Walt just popped his head in.
I'm
and
sure he
slammed the door.
did.
But that's what he was looking for, Jesse. So, hey, look, welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. All right. Well, look, now it's just the two of us. Tell me how you really feel about Jesse.
Say what?
Tell me how you really feel
He
about
said,
Jesse.
say what?
Oh, he's. How do I really feel about him?
How do you really feel? How do you really
He's
feel?
a good man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He's a really good man. He's a workaholic. I can see that. He likes to work a lot. Yeah.
He does he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Yeah, I've never
Never seen him wear a flannel ever.
That's why he was on the show, because he's wearing a sweet flannel.
Never
But was
seen
that flannel or was just like a
It was like a
tartan?
dress shirt, but it's just it's just
Yeah.
a plaid. I've just never seen him wear that.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
shirt before.
Well, there's a danger with a person like him, and I didn't see this until now that you just said that. If he were to wear straight up flannel, there's a danger of looking too much like the Mr. Brawny or the
Yeah.
Brawny man from the paper towels. I was gonna say Mr. Clean, but Mr. Clean's a white T-shirt, isn't
Yeah,
he?
Mr.
yeah.
Mr. Clean's the white
Mr.
T-shirt.
Mr. Braun. Anyway, he looks too lumberjackish, I would imagine,
That's
but
what I would say. Yeah,
lumberjackish.
lumberjackers.
Look, we making up our own words in recovery. We creating our own language, our own narrative.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in why that we had that little surge like to 29 people, and then it went because I don't think we've ever had that many.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I honestly could not tell you.
Somebody found us. Yeah. So I know you got a lot, on your plate walking in the door. And I know that like I literally grabbed you and said, come and do the show. And you're like, sure. And I appreciate that. Cause again, like I said, I guess I kind of forget like that feeling of coming back. And it's funny because like I did come back, right? I left, I left after 3 months. I went and did my thing for 4 months and I didn't use during that period. I guess there's a part of me that I don't know what there's a part of me that says I did everything except use though. I mean, like I did some of the most grubby, disgusting, horrible things in my life in that 4 month period. So like this was everything except using. I was like, here's using, here's Nathan, and
Well, I mean, the way I see it, using is not only an addiction behavior. I think it's
Yeah.
based on like an addiction to something. That's how I consider it as using. If you're addicted to something, so
well, and I'll tell you, the only reason I didn't use is because I was terrified of violating probation at the time.
it makes sense.
And I was living with people who did different. I was living with a person whose substance use was not my substance.
Mhm.
So I tried to trick myself into thinking I was okay.
Mhm.
And then he got a prescription filled with something that I wanted really, really bad. And I could not stop thinking about it. And that's when I put my tail between my legs and came back here. But I kind of always forget that I came back.
Well, it's a good thing that you came back before you actually went and got it done. So that was good.
It was close.
Yeah.
Like I broke doors down.
Oh wow.
I was, and that's the joke. The joke is that I was busting doors down one day, and 2 weeks later, I got the keys to this building, here, which is true. I mean, that's how this place works.
Yeah.
I'd been coming back at that point to do my community service for my charges in DC at that time, and I still maintain relationships, even though I had left here after that 3 months, telling Jesse exactly where he could take this program.
Mhm.
And it wasn't a nice place.
Yeah.
And Bob too, bless his heart. And then they still continue to try to help me, which is I hope that we're always here for the next person and the next person. It's comforting. We're right around right around the kind of like the landing of the plane time here.
Yeah.
But I want to give you a chance if there's anything you want to share, any thoughts. I know we talked right before this about, our biggest audience.
Mhm.
And we just got the numbers, and I don't know how to read the damn numbers. It looked like 114,000, but I that seems like a dip from what it was in the past, and
That's a lot.
it is a lot. But like we were having a quarter million, before, so I
Yeah.
I might have looked at it wrong. But anyway, we got a lot of people watching,
Yeah.
and we're currently experiencing incarceration, and I love that this goes to that. Like I share when I'm in meetings and I get to talk about McShin and the things that we do, the outreach that we do into jails
And it's crazy because
is
when
favorite.
even when I was using, and I've had people come to me, that I knew that they were using, and they were addicts and stuff, and as an addict myself, and it's crazy how the only place that I could think of is McShin. Like if you guys need help, McShin would help you, and even people that are even I was using. People come up to me, ask for me, like, where can I go to stop this stuff? The first thing I can think of is McShin because it's helped me save my life, and their doors always open, no matter what.
It's funny you say that because like when I decided to come back, I was thinking about, all the different places that there are, and I was just like, why would I bother going anywhere else?
Mhm.
There's just no reason to, At least for me there isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the conversation when I was leaving after the first 3 months, and I was making an informed, intelligent decision, whatever. But the people I was, talking to who don't live around here, they were living up, live up north where I'm from in Northern Virginia, and they're like, "Well, there's the healing place, and there's this place," and I'm like, "Oh hell no," and that's my ego. I mean, I know that. Um, I know that's my ego. And at the same time, like, no, no, I'm not going to another recovery place. I'm done recovery. But then when it came
You're
right,
recovered.
I'm recovered. I'm recovered. Look, I got a sponsor. I go to meetings.
All right, John.
Oh yeah. Um, but it's just it's not enough. And so I think one area that I know Jesse is really good at when he works with his recovery coaches, and I think it might be something for us to as recovery coaches, because I know you're a recovery coach, and you will be. I mean, you'll be a peer
You just
leader.
come here and facilitate, a couple
Yeah,
times a
and
month.
and
Yeah.
like there's like one piece of that, as people are, well, kind of, we're recovery coaches for the first 28 days in the intensive program, but we end up building relationships. So generally I do. Um, but as people are getting ready to leave, and to move on to the next phase of their life, from McShin, it's like there's no real template, on what's next and what to do, but there are some definite guidelines and flags, things that we can look at. And I know that having a job and reliable transportation and maybe working, if you do a 12-step fellowship, working on the amends piece, but if you're not working 12 steps, I mean, you're certainly keeping your side of the street clean, and the honesty and the integrity piece, is important. But like not simple, practical things like having X amount of dollars in the bank, as a savings thing. It's like
Mhm.
these are things I didn't really think about it when I was using at all. I mean, when I was using, I'm not like, if I had money in the bank, that means I didn't have the drugs in my hand,
Exactly.
you know. So it was like, how can I get more? How can I leverage this $250 into more than two? Yeah, and so that that was my goal, and so now it's like my goals are, okay, I'm secure, when I feel secure when I have this amount in the bank in my savings, and even then, it's like things will happen, of course, and I'll roll with it. But having a stable foundation in recovery is sort of different for everybody. But there are some certain key things, and I think that we can work better with people before they leave to get to a certain level of some certain basic goals. You know.
And once you achieve goals, you always have some new goals you want to achieve. So, for today, my goal is to go to a meeting, get a sponsor. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Next step would be, go through this 28-day program because, honestly, yes, I want a job, but I gotta reset. I have to kick back and just chill for a minute and go to a meeting, focus on, what are new options I can have after 28 days, for them and everything. But right now, it's after being out there and doing things I'm not proud of, and walking thousands of miles a day. Basically, it's tiring. It's very tiring. And when I came back, and it's like all that weight off my shoulders just went gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about any legal problems, which thank God. I don't have to worry about a woman who disrespects you on a daily for no reason, even though it's not who she is. It's just the drug talking. The only thing I'm worried about is my daughter, but I think she's going to be okay. And, proving my parents that I'm here and that I'm here to better my life. I have screwed them a couple times, and, it takes a long time to earn that trust from your parents. So thank God they were able to help me out, today.
Yeah,
They didn't have to, but they did because they love me.
That's awesome. Anything you want to add before we land the plane, Justin?
Not really. I mean, just
For Talk It Out
It's
Tuesday.
just good to see you guys here.
I was about to say, man, it's good to see you back.
It's like a reunion.
I don't know, man. It's always good to see people. Like I said before, it's always good to see people come back, man. Because that, I mean, shit happens.
Exactly.
We got a disease, man. We're sick, and sometimes that disease takes over. And this disease can kill us real quick. And it's good to see, like Jesse said, that the alternative didn't happen. You're not in jail, you're not dead, you're back, and that's awesome. That's really cool. That's all. Back to you, Nathan.
Well, and before we close out, if there's anybody out there who has like, the term I want to say is a shit ton. I think that's an actual measurement. It's slightly less than an F ton, but a shit ton. If anybody has a shit ton of what do you call that stuff? You put on the wall, the not styrofoam, but the
Soundproofing.
Soundproofing. But there's what foam. That's what I'm looking for. It can be actual soundproofing, but if you just have like a shit ton of foam laying around, and big egg crating. Well, the stuff. But what we want to do is put it on the wall so that the slamming of the doors and the stomping up the stairs behind us isn't in my ears. You don't have the headphones on. When Justin got up earlier and his keys jangled, I about gave him eyes. Like I almost daggers out of my eyes because it just in my ears like. I don't know what it sounds like to the viewers, but whatever. But if anybody's got any out there, we're always taking it. We'll take your foam. That's our new motto. Get in the herd. We'll take your foam. ET Foam Home. Hey, listen. Appreciate all y'all out there. We will see you tomorrow. Justin's going to take the helm of the show tomorrow. I know, right? Was that a biplane that just went by?
I must have been.
Jesus, that was insane. That just sounded like a little I thought it was like back in 1917.
Large RC paint planes or something like that.
Something, man, crazy. And then Thursday we got a treat. I got Chantel Hammonds and Tom Jackson of the Virginia Recovery Advocacy Project, two really good friends of mine who were just with me, all three of us together out in Vegas. Chantel was on stage with Macklemore, doing her thing, teaching us all about all the recovery shit that she knows and doing some awesome stuff. And then going into next week, woof, I need ideas. We need ideas. So listen, if you're listening, you got an idea for the show, send it to me. NathanM@McShin.org. Or you can do info@McShin.org too. It'll get to me. But send us some ideas. What do you want to hear? With that, thank you all for listening. Check you tomorrow.
Here at McShin, we believe in the McShin way, which is authentic recovery support service providers, people with lived experience, bringing that experience to those who need that lived experience in recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in many things to support our mission. We believe in women empowerment.
What I love most about what we believe here at McShin is we believe in the authenticity of the peer-to-peer approach.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in giving people opportunity.
Here at McShin, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
At the McShin Foundation, we believe in helping people reach their full potential.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in multiple pathways to recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in placing principles before personalities to help spread hope.
Here at McShin, we believe that recovery is possible and that any person seeking recovery can become a more acceptable, responsible, and productive member of society.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in self-discovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in saving lives and offering second chances.
Here at McShin, we believe you can do this.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe that we can only keep what we have by giving away, which is why we continue to help others like us seek and find recovery.